welcome to another episode of Health BAM, the podcast with me, Mathilde. I am so excited about today's topic, and it's about hypnosis and manifestation. And as you might know already, these are my all-time favorite things to talk about in the world, pretty much. I can go on forever about these topics. And the fun thing is that I've actually found amazing ways to use the tools and methods that I work with in hypnosis and apply them to my manifestation practice. And just in short, when we manifest things, we kind of co-create and work together with the universe to reach our goals and really create the life that we want. And manifestation is actually based on universal laws and has to do a lot with science. So it's actually not so woo-woo as people might think when they first hear about it. And, everything is energy, and energy is different vibrations and frequencies. And what we want to do is that we want to become a match with the things that we want. So you can think of it like a radio station that you need to tune into the right channel in order to receive it and hear it. So the same goes with us and our manifestations. When we become an energetic match with what we want, we will get it. So you really want to align your vibration and frequency, your kind of overall feeling and state of being, you can say, with the things that you want. And there are 3 methods and tools that I usually work with in my sessions, but also during my own meditation and visualizations, and even when I'm just daydreaming, because they're so easy to do. And through these practices and these tools, I've noticed so much faster results when I try them, and they've helped me to really connect with the feeling, vibration, and frequency of what I want. And again, that's the number one and most important thing in manifestation. So I'm really passionate about hypnosis, manifestation, and to share these tools because I think they're so amazing. I just wish that everybody knew about these. And these are the 3 tools I'm going to go over that have really helped me to manifest so many crazy things in my life that I never thought were possible. I have also noticed such fast results, like within a few hours, days, or sometimes weeks, but like really, really quickly, the things come to me. And I think it is because these 3 tools that I'm going to share with you right now, they really help you to embody the version of you that already has what you want to have. And that's the key. It helps you to align with the right vibration and frequency and become that energetic match. And you kind of tap into that person and the version of you that already has what you want to have. And when you do that and start to live with that person, of course you will receive what you want because that's so aligned with that version of you. So keep that in mind. And another thing I just want to recommend is to go back to the episode that is a walking meditation and pep talk, if you haven't listened to that one yet. And that is episode number 12. And in that one, I actually have a little sequence where I tell you to imagine the best possible version of yourself. And then I tell you to start a walk as that person. And when I tried that myself, something really happened, like something clicked. And I was like, oh, I could really feel that I stepped into that version of me. So if you're interested, go back to episode 12 and try that out because it's really fun to experience that. Okay, so we're going to start with the first part and the first tool. And that one is called association or dissociation. A bit tricky to pronounce, but yeah, when we work with these in hypnosis, I usually work with these 2 when I'm implementing new habits or when we want to get rid of, for example, a phobia or addiction. So when we want to feel something, when we want to implement a habit, for example, we want to feel that in a way that is associated, like association. And that means that we want to feel it in our body right here, right now. And when we don't want to feel something, when we want to distance ourselves a bit from that addiction or phobia, for example, we want to work with dissociation, which is you're watching yourself from an outside perspective, for example, on a movie or something. So when I started working with these, I realized that, okay, but this is the pattern for the things we want to implement or the things we want to get rid of. It must work the same when it comes to manifestation. And this has actually been incredible when it comes to noticing quick results for me. So I realized that I usually think about myself in the future and my goals and the things that I want in a dissociated way. And I think that's really common because when we think about something that's in the future that hasn't already happened, I think we automatically go to that image. It's like we're watching ourselves from the outside, like we're watching a movie and we see ourselves with that partner or on that dream vacation or whatever it might be. But what we actually want to do is not just to see this in a dissociated way, but also to actually feel and embody this in an associated way in our body right here, right now. So when you shift from that, you will discover such an amazing difference, I will tell you, because then you really embody that version of yourself that already has that goal, has reached the goal, has received the manifestation. You feel that and you become that in your body. So that's something to really be aware of, the two differences here. Association and dissociation, and just knowing that it's quite common that we watch ourselves from this outside perspective when we think about goals and manifestations, things that are in the future. But what we want to do is to really feel that right here in our bodies. So if your manifestation is that you want to go on this dream vacation, instead of looking at yourself walking on that beach and you have that kind of image or movie like film clip in your mind, what you want to do is instead to close your eyes and really imagine how it feels to walk on that beach as if you were there right here, right now. So think about the smell, the sound, how the sand feels under your feet, the sunshine against your skin, things like that. Just really close your eyes and imagine yourself being there. Like, what would you do if you were on that beach right here, right now? Where would you go next? What would you see if you look to the right? And just tap into that feeling and feel the version of you who's already there. And I promise you that you will notice such fast results. I actually did this exact example with the vacation, and to be honest, like 2 days later I got an invite to a trip. It was a work trip and it was to Thailand, and yeah, I was on that beach maybe 10 days later, I think. So yeah, it can really go super fast, and this is a very good trick and something good to know about, because again, most people think about the things they want to manifest in a dissociated way, but we have to shift that if we want to tap into that version of us that already is on that beach or has that goal. And this second tool and method is called Future Pace. And I use this and work with this method in pretty much every hypnosis session that I do, because I think it's so effective. And whatever goal you try to reach, this is amazing. And I don't know about you, but I've never really felt that affirmations have worked for me. I haven't really felt that it have, like they have done that much when I'm telling myself things that I know aren't true. And I don't know, sometimes I just felt like it becomes like a little clash in my body. I feel like the energy is not right. It doesn't feel aligned. That's how I felt. And the thing is that affirmations only work during hypnosis when we are about to sleep or when we wake up and we are in that hypnotic state, or when we have kind of, told our brains that it's okay to talk in present tense. And I'm going to explain a bit more about this and what I mean. So the thing is, like, future pace is a more effective way of using affirmations, you can say. And the thing is that future pace allows us to really align with the affirmation, and it makes it feel more accurate and okay than the traditional way of using affirmations. And how we feel is more important than what we say, because how we feel really is the key, since our feelings come from our unconscious, which is the place that we manifest from. So affirmations won't work unless you are feeling what you're saying. And that's a common mistake I think some people do sometimes, that we just keep telling these affirmations like a mantra, but eventually they maybe not even mean that much to us because we don't tap into that feeling. So yeah, the best ways of using affirmations in general, I would say, is when we are in a hypnotic state, when we are hypnotized, or right before we go to bed and sleep, and when we wake up. That's gonna help you to use them and work with them more effectively. But the trick is to use future pace and apply this to your affirmations as well. And what you do is that you go from future tense to present tense. And it's super easy, and yeah, you can do it with whatever you want to manifest. So I'm just going to go through how I do it in a session. So for example, let's say that your goal is to get a certain job. That's your dream job. So then a future pace would look like this. So let's say you are hypnotized and we have had a session, and then I would tell you something like this. So now I want you to imagine a day in the future when this has been working for you and been your reality for a long time already. Let's say a year from now, and I want you to imagine this time. And then I want you to imagine how you feel, how happy you are that you have received this job, how it has given you so many amazing experiences. Just thinking about how you spend your time, how you spend your days, what you do when you wake up in the morning, what you do after you work, and what this job has given you so far. Maybe new friendships. What kind of experiences has this job given you? Just think about how grateful and happy you are. All the good things that soon will come. All the good things that you have been able to experience. All the good things, exciting opportunities that are coming your way because you now have this job. And so on. So that's just like how it would be formatted in a way. And maybe you noticed that in the beginning I said that imagine now a time in the future when this has been working for you, or when this has been your reality for some time already. Let's say a year in the future, and then imagine how you feel now. And maybe you notice that I shift from future tense, I'm talking about the future, but then we go into present tense, and that makes it easier for us to feel okay with talking in present tense, even though it's something that it's still in the future and something that we haven't already experienced. And that is key in order to really feel aligned with the affirmations. I hope I explained this well enough, but yeah, this is just a tiny little difference and tweak to this method and way of using affirmations. And now during a hypnosis session, you wouldn't say the things out loud, but you would kind of say them to yourself or like think them in your head. But if you do this during a visualization, when you're meditating, or just even daydreaming, I mean, yeah, it works best if you are hypnotized, but you can also do it as you're walking around, you're driving your car or something. It's such a great practice to just exercise the brain and kind of get the brain and the mind and the unconscious used to tapping into this feeling of how it would feel, the gratitude you would feel, think about the experiences. And it also makes it so much more fun. I think Manifestation is all about having fun and realizing that there's so many amazing things that can happen to us if we put some work in, but also allow the universe to step in and give some space to the universe to co-create with us. But manifestation is supposed to be really fun, like a game. And I think this really makes the process really enjoyable. And it's so inspiring when we start to dream and think about how we would feel, what we would do, what's about to come next because of this thing that you want to manifest, and so on. So it's such a great exercise that you can do whenever. And knowing the first tool and method about tapping into association, you can practice this and include that in future pace as well. So when you think about how it would feel and all the things that you would do in the future, but still thinking about them in present tense, in future pace, you can tap into the associated feeling around it, how it would feel in your body right here, right now. So those two kind of work together. And they also work together with the third tool and method, which is the timeline and going beyond the goal. So this is the third tool that I really want to share that I believe can really elevate our manifestation practice. And it has to do with the fact that if our goal is to climb Mount Everest, our goal is actually to be able to climb down as well, not just reach the top. And it makes sense when we think about it like that. And I think it's good when, especially for some reason for bigger manifestations, I feel like thinking about this timeline and going beyond the goal helps us to become familiar with the time after we have received the manifestation. And yeah, again, like for some reason, I feel like it takes off some of the stress and makes it feel more attainable in one way. I don't really know why, but to me, that's just how it feels when I use this tool about reaching beyond the goal. So, what it basically does is that it makes it easier for us to connect with the feeling after we have received it. So when we have done that, we can then also go backwards from the timeline, connect with how you will feel after, how you will feel when you receive it, and how you will feel right before. So imagine a timeline in front of you, and you have the time where you are now. That's the little dot on the line, and then you have the goal, and then you have beyond the goal. And that dot, that's after receiving the manifestation, beyond the goal. That's actually where you want to reach, and that's where you start a focus. So really use future pace and the associated feeling to tap into that moment after you have received the manifestation, the point on the timeline that's beyond the goal. And when you do that, that's when you fully and completely align with that version of yourself that already has what you want to manifest. And then if you want to, you can go backwards. So you can think about how it will feel when you receive the manifestation, how it will feel before. And this is a great way also to work with any type of goal setting as well, not just when it comes to manifestation and hypnosis, but also this can give you clues around the steps that you might need to take, the action steps and the things that you need to do as well in order to reach the manifestation. So maybe you notice that, okay, but when I receive the manifestation, I will feel like this. And in order to feel like that, I will probably have to do X, Y, Z. And same with like how you will feel before. Maybe you realize that, okay, these are actually some of the steps I need to take. Because yeah, when it comes to manifestation, it's not up to us to figure out how we will receive it. That's the universe's job. And you probably know that things never go as we plan. Like we don't know how things, like the way that things will happen to us. And I think especially when it comes to manifestation, the universe can really show us that it can be so creative. It can really deliver the things that we want in the most unexpected ways. So forget about the how and the exact steps, but it can be good to have some sort of clue on what the things are that you should kind of focus on. And for example, it can give you clues on what limiting beliefs you might need to work on. And again, you can always do hypnosis for that. So if you have any limiting beliefs that you want to get rid of, just let me know. You can book a session on my website, healthbym.com/hypnosis. So yeah, this is a great tool as well to just discover these little clues and to really, really tap into that point after you have received the manifestation. I just wanted to remind all of you that are interested in studying holistic health coaching and doing the amazing program at IIN, the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, that I am an ambassador for the school and have an amazing discount code to share with you. I can highly recommend this education. I thought it was so interesting, fun, inspiring, and I learned so much during the year that I took this program. The lectures and faculty members are fantastic, and the whole program is just so extensive. You will learn so much to use in your own business, but you can also just apply the tools and knowledge in your own life and use the things you learn to improve your own health. And I actually have a whole episode about this education, which is episode number 6, if you want to go back and listen to that one. So if you're interested in deepening your knowledge around holistic health and perhaps start to work as a health coach, or just get a great foundation to start any other kind of business within health and wellness, you can check out the links that I have provided here in this episode's show notes. And you find links to a program overview, a curriculum guide, as well as a free sample class. And when you sign up through these links and enter my name, Mathilde Vergeland, which is also spelled in the show notes, you will receive an amazing friends and family discount. So don't forget to do that if you're interested in IN. And again, I am so incredibly grateful for my education there, and I can't recommend it enough. Now let's go back to the episode. So yeah, you can find more info about hypnosis on my website. You can always book a private session with me there. And again, I can't stress enough that these tools are amazing for manifestation. And for me, it has worked really well. However, there are things that I'm still trying to manifest and I haven't really succeeded yet. And I believe that the key thing is to really feel aligned with the vibration that already has that you want to receive, to become that energetic match. But sometimes it's really hard because we might have limiting beliefs, stories, and so-called truths that we have around ourselves and who we are and what's possible for us, what we are capable of, and so on. We might have those that kind of run our lives, and we might not even see it. We might be really unconscious and unaware of them. But then they become the truth. They become our reality. And that makes it hard for us to actually step into that vibration and align with that version of us that already has what we want to have. And I've seen this so many times in my hypnosis sessions and in some classes I've actually taken around manifestation. And it's so interesting how you notice how different people have such different beliefs and realities and own truths about how the world functions and works and what's possible and not. And just the other week, I attended a class that was actually a class around manifestation, which was really cool. And there was another person in the room who said something like, well, I know that when you have a lot of money, you don't have time. So that's why. And then he went on explaining why he didn't really feel that he could earn more money. And it was just so interesting to me to hear, because I was like, oh, but I believe the opposite. I believe that when you have money, you have more time. So, and then I actually shared that and we started talking and we just realized that we all have our own truths and our own stories and beliefs around ourselves, the world, what's possible and what's not. So becoming aware of those and knowing that we can change them, that's maybe even more important than doing anything else within hypnosis, because if we don't change those truths and unconscious beliefs that limits us, then nothing's going to work. So I really want to encourage you to dig a little bit deeper into this. And on the retreat, I have actually a whole module on manifestation. So if you're interested in manifestation, go to the retreat. You always have a 7-day free trial and try the modules. And then I go over some of these methods and tools from hypnosis. I have so many other tips that I share there. And you will learn more about how to notice your limiting beliefs. One thing you can ask yourself, for example, I can just share quickly here, is that if you ask yourself why you don't already have your manifestation, why you haven't already received it, your first answer that comes up there, that's usually going to give you a clue on what kind of limiting belief you have around this. And then when you know what your limiting belief is, you can always change that with hypnosis. And then you can always book a private session with me. And I always give a personalized and customized hypnosis audio with all my sessions. And very often I use future pace, but make that more customized for you. So that is really efficient, and it works so great when you customize the future pace hypnosis audio towards the thing that you want to work on. So yeah, I hope that this inspired you to take your manifestation practice to the next level. I could go on so much longer to talk about this, but I'm going to try to keep it short. And again, if you want to know more, you can find a ton of more information on the retreat, and that is healthbym-theretreat.com. That's my website for the retreat, which is my membership platform. And then you just click onto the manifestation module and you find a lot of things there. And you also find hypnosis audios there. And I believe I have a few around connecting with a goal and tapping into this vibration. So yeah, you can just use those as well if you want to experiment a little with your manifestation process. And please let me know how it goes. I would love to hear if you have any manifestations that you're trying to receive, if you have received and been able to manifest something amazing into your life. That's so fun to hear. So please share. And like always, I would be so happy if you gave the show a review and rating if you like it. And please share this episode with someone that you know is interested in manifestation and would love to hear these 3 tips. So thank you so much for listening. I hope that you will have a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck with your manifestations and take care.